everything is okay, and welcome back for another ASMR session. I'm a little bit disturbed by the cars outside. Just rained and the streets are full of water, and they are making the cars very noisy when I'm crossing by. Wow. Well, the subject for today is about the United States people behaviors and culture. Well, because US, it's definitely one of those countries that outsiders or non-Americans can find themselves asking a lot of questions, and especially if they don't know the cultures and traditions. America has a lot of traditions, and most of them very interesting, but for those living in USA are everyday things, part of normality. Also, on the other side, for non-Americans or from abroad, it can seem a little odd to them, with no clear answer in why the United States these traditions and behaviors are so popular. And here I made a list of most things that Americans love, and they're only they're part of their traditions, and for those from abroad can be odd at some point. And when the first one, just like that, so I wanted to start its obsession with college sports. Yes, sports in the United States, it's a big business. We know that they have NBA, they have NFL, they have hockey, they have everything. And sports, it's very big business. All the sports. College football, in particular, it's huge business and brings thousands of people to games during the season. So this is why it's this obsession with sports even from college. Because from there the young talents can be discovered. Well, now the next thing that is part of the US traditions is the American people, they treat pets as part of the family. This is weird for a non-American, but 2/3 of households, so 2/3 of American households have pets, and more than $50 million is spent annually on care only on pets, giving them birthday presents and having professional photographs taking of them, making this tradition something very popular. So, well, in other parts of the world, in most parts, they're not the pets, they are not treated like family members. So, right, now next one, it's about patriotism, because Americans are excessive on this field. So, in the US, residents are proud to be American. That's nothing new. But they're posting the flags outside their homes and even on their cars or on everything to show their patriotism. Well, this is very true. Yes, this is very true. And maybe for me, for example, when I stayed in the United States, was a little bit weird to see the American flag almost on every, even on a ketchup. Yes. On a ketchup bottle. Now, let's get to the next fact or tradition. It's confusing coins. America has, or US has, one of the most confusing currency in the world. And here is the answer why. Here or there in the United States, coins are colored by arbitrary nicknames rather than by numeric denomination. So when you travel in the US, you may find that the coins, they have names and they don't have numeric denominations. So this is very confusing because, for example, when you travel across Europe, all the currencies, beside euros, all the currencies have numbers and accounts on there printed, so you may see what kind of value of those coins has. All right. Okay. Something very traditional in the United States, in this part of the culture and their mentality, is that Americans are smiling at strangers. Well, yes, while most Americans will smile back, people from other countries will probably be weirded by a random person smiling. Yes. Even on the street, when you cross by and you meet someone or you cross by someone that you don't know and you see in the first time, they will welcome you with a smile, just a quick smile, and they will go on after. All right, and now let's stay in the field, in the area, saying how are you doing or how is it going? Well, this is some part of just means hello. I have noticed non-Americans trend to think that this is an invitation for them to share their troubles, while most Americans just see it as a greeting. Definitely this is a greeting. Alright, so don't be shocked if somebody, most Americans, will ask you how are you doing. That's a way to say hello to you. Well, there the Americans are impressed with ancient history. The awe and wonder Americans have for artifacts and historical sites baffle the people outside the country. Yes, I think this is true. Okay. For example, in Europe, when you came across an American, or when you meet an American, he's expecting that everyone to speak English, where many tourists or American tourists don't understand that and get frustrated when they go to other countries and cannot speak their own language, which is English. Well, yes, in other parts of the countries, in other parts of the world, there are people that are not very good English speakers, or they are not speaking English at all. And this is a little bit frustrating for some American tourists or American people, because they they not speaking other language than English, maybe Spanish, but just a part of them. Well, another fact about Americans and how you can detect one, it's they are telling to all the people what they place they are belong. Yeah. Yeah. With so many states and places to remember, they can all easily blur together. When traveling to another part of the world, an American will always say the city or state they're from, but not the country. And yes, they were not saying that. They will not say that I'm from United States. They'll say I'm from Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas. For example. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Another strange thing is they are wearing socks and sandals. Well, I found that weird. Why they wear socks and sandals? If the person wants to cover their feet, wouldn't it be smarter to wear sneakers instead? Usually people wear sandals to let their feet breathe. So, what's the point of adding socks? I don't know. This was even weird for me. Well, I'm not wearing sandals at all. I wear sneakers mostly. And classical shoes, of course. Alright, some weird things again. The money is all the same color. In most countries, money has different colors and sizes for each value, with metallic accents that are much nicer to look at the green and black design. But in the United States, all the dollar bills have the same colors and the same design. Okay. Another strange thing is that in US they're putting more ice than liquid in drinks. I was kind of shocked when I traveled or when I ate in some restaurants because they brought me a big can of Coke, for example, with 80% full of ice and just a few drops of drinks. Putting ice is almost everything is something only Americans are used to. It's not as fun to pay for a pricey drink and then have most of the cup filled with ice, so we understand why other places think it's weird. And we are returning to sports. Because the Americans, they are using world series and only including the United States. It is only called the World Series because a team from the National League and the American League decided to have a tournament, but both of the teams were in United States, but they are saying world as that cover the entire globe. What is the weirdest things and very confusing for me when I lived there? The writing the date in the format month, day, and year. It's opposite like in Europe. You can probably guess that people have to cross out many incorrect dates because of this difference. Well, the difference is, for example, in Europe we have the day, month, and year as a format date. In the United States, it's month, day, and year. I don't know. That's making no sense for me. And it's at some point it's very confusing. For example, if you say 12th of May, which will be 12 of the fifth month in Europe, and in the United States will be 5th of December. So this can be very, very confusing. Okay. Right. A very interesting tradition is the joining a sorority. Joining. Well, it's so noisy outside that I'm just thinking that I left my window open. Right. Joining a sorority. Since sorority, I think, are only in the United States, maybe some countries imported this tradition. I think it's one obvious thing that the rest of the world find it a little bit weird. Because people don't understand why college students pay tons of money to make friends and to wear Greek letters. You may see this in the movies very often, especially where are depicted the high school or college. No, they were depicted the college life. Well, now another thing that is it's opposite or not opposite, let's say different than other countries. It's tipping almost everywhere or everyone. If you don't leave a tip in the United States, you are considered a rude person. Yes, because in the United States the tip will be percent on the bill, and it will be taxed, I think, because you're gonna pay with the bill that tip. And for example, if they charge you, they will bring you the bill, and you have a field below where you gonna complete the value of the tip, and they will charge you directly. While in Europe, for example, there is no mandatory. It's no mandatory to leave a tip. We have here different traditions. You leave a tip if you like how the waitress treats you, or if you like the food, for example, if you like how the restaurants is treating you or the environment. But nobody will reproach you if you don't leave a tip. All right. Another popular thing in the United States is advertising everything and anything to everyone or everywhere. All right, from prescription drugs to lawyer, everyone has a billboard, bench sign, or a commercial sign to show off when they have an offer. West, you're not gonna see this in other parts of the world mostly. Well, actually, we have also billboards. We have also advertising campaigns, but not so aggressive like in the US. Or in US, you're gonna see people outside holding billboards with some offers who only they can understand. And let's talk now about laws, because having different laws in each state. Yes, they have state laws and federal laws, and they're quite different. If America is supposed to be a united country, wouldn't they have the same laws for all the states? This will be the right answer for a non-American. But what is the deal with having different laws in each state, and how are people supposed to remember them when they are traveling? I think only the American can give that answer, because if you travel across the United States, each state has their own law, so take care and pay attention on checking the laws when you're traveling across the state, a new state that you won't know. Another thing that I found it cool and weird in the same time is expecting free fresh drink refills. Well, this is a very pretty common thing in the United States restaurants. When Americans go abroad, they're in for an annoying surprise when they have to pay for every cup of drink. Yes, in the United States, the free drink is included in the menu, and you have a free refill mostly, but mostly are fresh drinks like Coca-Cola drinks. But for example, in Europe, you need to pay for every cup separately. Right. And now, well, driving kids to school. Yes, this is for them is a normal behavior. In every TV series, this is accurate, I think. How far away are your schools? For Americans, they are driving their kids to schools, even if the school is very close. I think this applies also in some European countries. For me, in Romania, no, because I went to school on foot, so without car or something. I mostly liked. I used the urban transportation, but there's also kids that are going here on schools driven by their parents. This is depending on how far you are located from your school. Well, here is something that I didn't understand. Relocating. Americans are relocating for better jobs on distant locations all the way across the US. This is a behavior, or let's say a tradition, that I encountered only in the United States. In fact, it seems that 46% of the US people, they are relocating for career advancements or to make more money. So they will often change their job. And you're gonna see people who change their job often and they're relocating for better ones across the countries with the entire family. Yes, this is weird. This is part of their mentality. Something in most part of the world is considered weird and expensive. Yes, because here in Europe, you mostly you're gonna stay in a city and you're gonna try to find a better job in that city. There are just a few people, below I think 5%, that are willing to relocate based on the job salary or career. And that's why, for example, here I know in Europe you start a mortgage and rent. No, you start a mortgage for a house or an apartment, and you're gonna stay here almost all your entire life in one place. And the last one is that also for me it's a little bit strange. Driving license from 16 and alcohol restriction from 21 until 21. Alright. Well, actually I didn't understood why the alcohol restriction is until 21, and the driving license, you may take the exam and take the driving license in US from 16. In Europe is when you became major on that will be at 18. So the alcohol restriction is in Europe until 18, and the driving license, you can take it when you have 18 years old. Well, it's quite different in the United States. I don't blame them, but I cannot understand why until 21. Alright, so this was the list with things or behaviors or traditions, or call it whatever you want, that are very popular in the United States, but for people from other parts of the world may find them odd, let's say. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time. Until then, I wish you all the best, and bye bye.